only happened to us a few times, but it really bothers me when a person voluntarily decides to leave our company. I'd rather be the person that decides that they weren't the right person for our bus rather than the person deciding that our bus wasn't right for them. And that's not about ego, but we work really, really hard to have the kind of company that I would hope that people would think it was a privilege to work for, really hard to get into, and a golden opportunity for their careers that they would never want to leave. So it always makes me question, well, are we doing something wrong that this person decided to leave? And a quick story, recently we had a young person, about a year out of college, maybe a little bit more, that went to one of the most elite universities in the whole country. And that person came to me one day and kind of complained about the person that they were working under, and then just a few days later came to me again and let me know that they were going to be leaving the company because they felt like they were being micromanaged. And I had tried to talk to him a little bit about just some life lessons that I learned, and it reminded me of a lesson that I learned, and it's something I talk to my kids about. And when I've coached youth sports, I've tried to talk to the team about quite a bit. And it's this idea that if the coach is riding you hard, or if the coach is yelling at you, it's generally because that coach thinks they can get more out of you. And if the coach for some reason stops yelling at you or you no longer feel like the coach is paying attention to you, a lot of times that's because the coach has given up on you. So my message to this young person was that if you're being coached hard, you should embrace it. And even if it's not fun, and sometimes the best things come out of things that are hard, that means that coach or that person is trying to get more of you, and they believe that there's more, you have more room to grow. So keep that in mind. Early in your career, you're going to go through some hard stuff, and some of the things that have made me the most successful in what we're doing today are some of the hardest points in my career. So just keep that in mind. It's something you hear a lot about, this idea of micromanagement. And sure, maybe that guy was being micromanaged, but sometimes you need to stop and think about, why is this person doing this? And even if the reasoning behind it isn't necessarily right, life isn't always going to be easy, and chances are that those tough things are going to make you better. And I use the analogy of lifting weights. Lifting weights is hard. Nobody really truly likes lifting weights, or the next day you're sore, or running marathons, it makes you sore, but in the end you get stronger, you get better. So something to keep in mind. If the coach is coaching you hard, if you feel like somebody at work is pushing you hard, use it as a learning opportunity, because it'll only make you stronger.